This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Alongside Craig Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. Western Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Los Angeles Lakers intent on protecting home court. So the Lakers win the tip. And after waiting, Steve, all summer, the fans here certainly seem to be exciting for opening night.
Yeah, if you're a hoop junkie, you want the season to be all year long. But obviously in the summer, you get time off. And that opening night, you're looking forward to see the new players, the new team. And day one, everybody feels they can win a championship. It's just later on in the year, reality starts to set in.
Well said. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Paul Millsap out there with Mark Gasol. And it's T.J. Warren. And it's Perez in at the shooting guard position. And Towns gets it to go.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Millsap with it. Out defended by Randall. Millsap misses.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Here's Chapman. Shoots over Warren. Chapman's shot is off.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Millsap a screen. Pulls up. High post. Warren. Good.
The defense was clearly not on the same page. No one picked up the open man.
Chapman the pass to Wells. He feeds it to Ball. Dishes it to Towns. Wells with it. Back to Towns. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And you're already seeing a little rhythm out of this offense. They've hit 3 out of 4 so far.
Farrell kicks to Millsap. Gasol setting the pick for Millsap. No good from Gasol.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
There's the pass to Chapman. Towns kicks to Wells. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Wells has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Towns against Gasol. It's stolen by Randall. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the jumper?
This all no good. Lakers leading by 10. Right wing. Wells kicks to Towns. Pass to Farrell. Gasol screen. Millsap left side. Looking to end the run. And the wide open shot from Warren bangs home the trifecta. Warren's got 5 points so far.
Millsap is a gifted passer, creating for his teammates.
Here's Chapman. The rebound by Gasol.
I appreciate the attack mindset, but with the defense tracking him down, it was probably better to kick that one out.
Farrell passes to Perez. Feeds it to Warren. 6 to shoot. That one off the back iron and out. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Chapman the pass to ball. At the top of the key, Towns. Down low, Chapman. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
And maybe no team in this league more connected with its city than the Grizzlies are with Memphis. A common identity, grit, and grind defining them both.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Root shots.
First free throw is good. And the Grizzlies began their first 6 seasons, of course, in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, hard to believe they're in their 17th season here in Memphis.
You know, they found a home on the banks of the Mississippi, a loyal, passionate fan base. It's a small town, but that fosters the family relationship between the players and the community.
Here's Chapman following the basket by Paul Millsap. It with authority.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
Here's Millsap following the bucket by the Lakers. To the middle. No good from Gasol.
He's hit a rough patch this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it, though.
Here's Chapman. There's the feed to Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game. And the fans here, they know it.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You know, he's been a one-man wrecking crew down low. His consistent scoring has dictated the pace of this game. We'll see if they decide to front him, bring a quick double, or maybe even both to try to slow him down.
And this is what you got to do. I mean, if it ain't working, call timeout, try to figure out what you can do to fix the problem.
You know, also, it's just a chance to take a breath, regroup, get your mind set, and come back out fresh.
numbers for Carl Anthony Towns. He's coming off an excellent season. Put up about 17 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Totally. You want your team to at least hold court when the reserves come in. He definitely keeps you solid up front.
It's stolen by Randall. Now the Lakers on the break. Randall's running. And the layup's good off the glass.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. Farrell kicks to Millsap. Gasol passes to Farrell. Gasol a screen. Warren with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. Just 5 to shoot, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
A nice shot by Gasol.
That's how you like to set up a big man for the shot. Gasol just catching it and letting it go.
Picked by Randall. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Number 1, Shammy Wells. And, of course, Lonzo Ball.
What shooting we saw from them all season. I mean, I'd love to see these guys in a game of course. They'd probably be draining shots from midcourt.
And so it's Memphis with it. It's a 10-point game. Here's Millsap. That shot is off. And the Lakers take it the other way. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Gasol with the steal. In the corner, Farrell. He dishes it to Warren. And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That's his first foul. And Los Angeles with some changes. Nancy's checked in for Julius Randle. Knight comes in for Wells. And it's Jackson in for Ball. Deontay Davis is checked in for Memphis. Tamari Carroll comes in for Warren.
Marc Gasol with the little jump shot inside. Nice.
Lakers leading by 8.
Marc Gasol, beloved in Memphis. In a way, I think he's a hometown kid. Went to high school in Memphis when his older brother Kyle played with the Grizzlies.
And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Just his first attempt. Chapman with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Kicks it to Towns. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line. Marc Gasol didn't get a lot of attention playing in high school, despite his last name and his 7-foot frame. And Steve, I know you like his nickname in high school, the Big Burrito.
I guess he had a big, healthy appetite. The Big Burrito is cute, but guess what? As of today, he has lost all that weight. He is laughing at guys calling him the Big Burrito.
The free throw drops for Towns. Steve, they say that defense wins championships. Talk about the value of communication on the floor when it comes to a team playing great team defense.
I think, Kevin, for fans, and especially young kids out there, watch the great teams, the teams that are winning championships. They communicate. The teams that are not winning, you can see on the bench, not a lot of guys are talking. You don't see communication with players and coaches. The teams that win, they are constant chatter about making the right play and also criticizing each other, but constructive criticism.
Did you learn that watching other teams that were great as they were at the top of their game and you guys were a developing team and you were a developing player?
I think for me, at a young age, getting a chance to watch the Detroit Pistons, being from Detroit, hanging around Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, and obviously the late, great Chuck Daly, they were in constant communication, and they won, so that helped me be able to develop my communication skills.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. That's good from Chapman. Every so often a team will have a home game and see their stadium flooded with fans for the away team. It happens when a especially good, popular team is playing a team kind of in a bad part of their schedule, or maybe just in a bad part of their development. Smitty, do players notice when this happens, and does it bother them?
Yeah, players notice it. It does bother you. It happened to me in the Chicago Bulls era. You hear people cheer more for Michael Jordan than their own players. It's because people love to see winners. People have their favorite players, and a lot of people right now look at it as they want to come see their favorite player. As a player, you just got to go out, beat Michael Jordan, go out and win, and use the fans to turn into your favor.
Farrell kicks to Carroll. Back to Farrell. Pass to Carroll. That's short off the rim.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Nance outside. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Jackson in the corner. Passes it to Chapman. Just 5 on the clock. Kufis grabs the miss.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
The dish to Carroll. Up top, Kufis. Davis with a screen on Nance. The drive by Smith. Lopez with the block. And here is Knight. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. He kicks to Jackson. Lopez a screen. Jackson passes to Chapman. From outside, off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 14. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Carroll. That's tipped. Dishes to Jackson. Knight wide open. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
There's the pick. Davis sets a screen. The drive by Smith. Poke loose. Fast break. The Lakers. Here's Chapman. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And really focus on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical. They have owned the paint. And they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
Here's Carroll. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity. Los Angeles leading by 16. The captain out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Ball, and it's Wells in at the 2. That's the Laker 5. Here's Chapman. 8 points for him. Here's Warren. Moves back up. Rebounded by the Lakers. Towns has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Because they've been patient, they're finding good shots. That's why they've hit a much higher percentage from the floor.
And so it's Memphis with it. After the basket by Los Angeles. Perez, the pass to Gasol. He feeds it to McLemore. Gasol setting the pick for McLemore. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
And he makes the little adjustment just as he goes to lay it in.
Smitty, you call college basketball games as well. We know you had a terrific career in East Lansing with Michigan State. We're starting to hear from some players, Ben Simmons for one, critiquing the college basketball system for the financial setup and the stringent eligibility rules. Do you give any credence to these complaints? Is the kid right? What changes you think might be made? It's a loaded question with a lot of answer, I'm sure, to it, but it's certainly on the tip of a lot of people's tongue right now.
And I think it should be. You've had some coaches coming out and saying there's some kind of way to be able to change this system and be able to benefit some of these players. I look at it some way, Kevin, whether there's some kind of way you have an insurance policy for these guys or some kind of way that they'll be able to finish their degree, even go on to finish their master's degree as long as they want from any college, not just the college they came from. And I also think some kind of way there should be some kind of financial stipend for these guys.
Towns, no luck. The Grizzlies trail by 16. Now McLemore, he has 5. The pass to Gasol. Gets that one to drop. That's his 3rd field goal in 8 tries.
Gasol handles himself despite contact, just using his gigantic size to his advantage.
Pass to Towns. Feeds it to Wells. Good, and as this goes to Towns. And that's 13 points for Shammy Wells.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now here's McLemore. And there's the feed to Warren. To the middle. Here's Millsap. The shot's good. Millsap's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Picked by Randall. Kicks to Towns. He dishes it to Ball. Back to Towns. And Gasol sends it back.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot blocking expert, especially down low. I like what he's given them tonight. Efficient offense that's helped fuel this lead.
For Los Angeles, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Doing shit now. My numbers might drop a little bit, but that's cool because the team success is going to stay sustained and probably be even better. I was 66 and 16 last year. Like, yeah. I
One shot.
Losing seasons. The first year I was 50-32. Yeah.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Chapman. Millsap covering. Picked by Randall. Pass to Chapman. 6 on the shot clock. Grizzlies with the rebound.
Well, if you're the coach, you're frustrated right now. That's exactly the look you're trying to get on offense.
I guess even he has took this one of those once in a while.
Now, here's Ball. Pass to Towns. The dish now to Ball. Randall kicks to Towns. Towns, the screen. The reverse, and the layup is good. Towns has got 19 points.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Perez, the pass to McLemore. He kicks it to Warren. Gasol screen. Goes up to the stripe. And the shot is long.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Dishes at the ball. To the paint, Towns. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 at that basket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And so here's Memphis. There's the pass to Millsap. He feeds it to Gasol to end the run. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is on Towns. And Marc Gasol, one of the best passing big men in the NBA. He averages as many assists as a lot of starting point guards.
You know what? Has a terrific pass at the center spot and shooter. He's a zone buster in that high post. Great vision, and he can see over the top of the defense.
Yogi Ferrell's checked in for Memphis. Pass to Chapman. pulls up on the wing, and again it's the Lakers.
Man, they just keep coming at you. Can they sustain this level of energy for the rest of the night?
Well, as they fuel this lead, looks like the guys are feeding off the success. That keeps them going.
And so here's Memphis. After the made shot from Chapman, they recover it. A three from Warren. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Millsap inside. He's defended by Randall. Yes, that goes in. 8 points for Paul Millsap.
His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
1:03 left now here in the second. Lets it go from 11. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Warren kicks to Phil. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
But it can in the painted area. Regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Larry Nance is checked in for Julius Randle. Knight comes in for Wells. And it's Jackson in for Ball. Now here's Jackson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Feeds to Towns. Pass to Chapman. Shoots over Carroll. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Lakers lead by 21.
And now you can see the D having problems stopping the mid-range jumper, just not really closing out as much as they need to.
Knight against Smith. Here's Kufis. The feed to Davis. Smith outside. Davis with a screen on Nance. It's stolen by Nance. And it's the Lakers on the break. Knight leading the charge. Count it. Knight's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And the shot goes in.
Usually on the finishing end of plays, JR this time playing the role of facilitator.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Lakers on top, running away with it. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns. Karl, you got some scoring going in that first half. What did you take advantage of?
I'm just finding spots, not chasing it, letting it come to me. Just using what my teammates give me.
Productive half so far, Karl Anthony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter. Getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the 3rd. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
What I love watching is they are working for high percentage looks and cashing in when they get them.
So on the floor for Memphis, Paul Millsap out there with T.J. Warren. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Perez in at the shooting guard.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Chapman. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Smitty, would you ever be interested in joining a team as a general manager or a personnel guy in a front office in the league?
I would, Kevin. I mean, I love everything about the game of basketball, and obviously played it, been in broadcasting. But a GM role is something I've always talked about, coaching, front office, whatever it may be. I'll be happy because I'm in the game of basketball. And then, Kevin, if I get that job, are you coming with me?
I'm always with you, by your side and ready to go. But let me ask you, when you were playing, Steve, did you consciously think, hey, someday I might be a coach, or I'd like to sit up in the stands and evaluate talent? Does it go through your mind in the throws in the middle of your career?
Yes, it does. And a lot of the guys, I would say my mentors, one was Lenny Wilkins. He did a fantastic job, player coach at One time, I've talked a lot to him. My wife and Joe Dumar's wife are sisters, so me and Joe have a close relationship. Pat Riley, I pick the brains of the best, and hopefully one day I'll get that chance, and hopefully I'll make that move. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing.
And when you talk about just a natural basketball player, I think you got to envision a guy like Paul Millsap. He just does it all. He's got the skill level and versatility at that power forward position. And in this league today, you have to be able to impact the game the way he does.
Yeah, it's really incredible when you think about the evolution of Millsap's game. This is a guy who was a second rounder that's turned himself into a perennial all-star.
Here's Chapman, picked by Randall. Chapman the pass the ball. Here's Wells. Offline with his three. And you look at all the different things that Paul Millsap does for you on the court, Greg. Don't forget about the defensive end of the floor, too.
Yeah, great point. And all defense selection, one of the great big men in league history in terms of getting steals. Just unbelievable hands. And you know what? He epitomizes consistency when you look at the course of his career.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Towns, the screen. Chapman the pass to Towns. It's good, and that takes him to 77% shooting this game, 10 for 13.
Yeah, you see the killer instinct. He's going for the death blow.
True story. They've got a monster lead that's taking a life of its own.
Here's Farrell. Kicks it to Gasol. A three ball. And again, Memphis no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
The Grizzlies have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Outside Gasol. Back to Farrell. Over ball. Farrell gets the bucket. Farrell's got 5 points so far.
That was their fourth attempt at this half. They finally got one to go down.
Towns a screen on Warren. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Chapman. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
He's had 5 chances at the line, gone 4 for 5.
Taking 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
Oh, what are you doing to me? I'm a superb.
Good on the second free throw. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Grizzlies.
And really the long ball hadn't been a big factor for him. Not a lot of attempts, not a lot of makes either. Nothing wrong, though, with probing inside on days when the shots aren't falling.
And so here's Memphis. Perez, the pass to Gasol. But 3. Millsap misses.
Terrible beginning to the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far.
There's the dish to ball. Brown. Out of bounds. The Lakers will take possession. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. The Lakers, number 1.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Lopez, he's checked in for Towns. And it's Brandon Ingram in for Julius Randle.
Is it any surprise that he's been hitting everything out there? You want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now, here in the third. Here's Farrell. He has 5. Here's Gasol. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
They set the pick. Here's Chapman. He's covered by Warren. Back to Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Knocks it loose. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap. Adrian Baines checked in for the Lakers. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Here's Farrell. 11 points in the game. He dishes it to Kufis. Passes to Smith. Davis with a screen on Nance. Pocket 6. Smith for 3. Chapman with the rebound. Chapman's got 4 rebounds in this game. We've got 1:55 left in the third. From the low block, the shot missing, and it's Memphis the other way. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Carroll kicks to Kufis. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And a chance to check out the stats for the captain. Coming off a terrific season. First in scoring, first in rebounding, and of course, he established himself as the most prolific passer in the game last season. The league leader in assists.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him. And you can't even really contain him. Randall's checked in for Larry Nance. Towns. And it's Towns on the follow. Towns has got 25 points in the game.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now here is Davis. Smith for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Towns has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Here's Chapman. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Lakers have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. And so he hits the technical free throw. And the Lakers making a change here. Wells is checked in. Here's Wells. He's got 13. Here's Chapman. 5 on the clock. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. And for Memphis, they're shooting in the second half so far about 45%. Smith against Towns. Smith with a wide open look. And it falls over the rim and in. Smith's got 10 points in just the second half. Outside Jackson. Here's Chapman. He kicks it to Towns. Over Kufis. And again, it's the Lakers.
A lost art in this game. Terrific bounce pass.
Farrell. That shot off. And so it's Los Angeles. Cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We come back right after this.
And that's where it's gone. I'm not playing. Everybody just moving. This song is dedicated.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And here is Los Angeles now. Wells is out there with Jackson. Then it's Julius Randle. Then there's Towns. And it's Chapman in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Here's Chapman. Towns at the elbow. On the wing, Jackson. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got his 4th assist in this one. The Grizzlies shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Farrell kicks to Smith. Carroll, no one around him. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Chapman. Carroll covering. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the new CBA hammered out Smitty last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on. I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
Now, Carroll, after the missed 3 from Chapman. Here's Baldwin. Randall brings the double team. Baldwin the pass to Kufis. Fires the 3. It's the rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
And guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
Anytime you get an opportunity to show off a little bit, you have to take it.
Doubled by Chapman. They break it out, 5 on 3. Randall with the bucket.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
The reason why a number of guys on this roster, they are built for speed. Why not play to your strength?
Here's Smith, following the basket by Julius Randle. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Picked by Randall. Here's Chapman. Carroll covering. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
You know what? It's 2 competing philosophies. One team playing it close to the vest, the other fast and loose.
Here's Baldwin over Jackson. Bank shot, no good. Here's Chapman. Carroll covering. Well, Smitty, an interesting thing last season with the whole Chris Bosh issue in Miami. That situation was sad for Chris, but there was a medical aspect here. The Heat ultimately refusing to let Bosh play due to their concerns over his own health. What do you think about all that?
You know, so it's definitely sad because one, as a player, having your career taken away like Chris Bosh, and he's worked so hard to get back from some injuries and with his health concerns. But you got to understand the Miami Heat, and my position is they would love to have a Chris Bosh on their team.
Of course,
they're respectively looking out for his health and his longevity. So difficult situation, but I understand it. It's just hard, I know, for Chris Bosh because he wants to play.
Payne, he's checked in for the Lakers. Baldwin kicks to Smith. Pocket 6. Towns with the steal. Here's Mwaba, guarded by McLemore. Chapman the pass to Jackson. Here's Mwaba, Plumlee with the steal. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. Here's McLemore, and it's good off the back rim and in. LA has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. Here's Chapman, covered by Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Shot, high post. That shot is off. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the 4th. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And it's off the back rim. No good for Los Angeles. They've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Got a piece of it. Now the pass to Baldwin. Over Jackson. Baldwin can't get it to go. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Chapman. And replay review now commonplace. In the interest of speeding up those reviews, Steve, the league last season, allowing officials at the replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey to make the call. You like that decision?
You know I do, but I think sometimes finding a way to speed it up, and I think there's some way where you can have a referee right there on site also can be able to get a chance to see the play, because sometimes technology doesn't get back from Secaucus back to the game. If some kind of way, the middleman, if he's there and it's obvious play, that could cut the time. You know, because right now, sometimes it's taking a long time.
As long as they get it right, correct? How they do it, who cares? As long as they get the call right, though, to me is the most important. What about you?
I do love that, Kevin, but I think sometimes, you know, human error is a part of basketball. The refs can't be perfect. And so sometimes if they're a bad call, it's just a bad call you got to live with.
The Grizzlies shooting 40% in the fourth.
Rebounds, everything that I do.
Dishes it to Smith. And it's Smith again missing. Los Angeles has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Chapman, covered by Smith. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
And for Memphis, they're shooting around 40% from the floor here. Baldwin kicks to Smith. Pass to Baldwin. And with the business of basketball booming, most players are afforded a pretty lavish lifestyle. There's no doubt. Not only the NBA, but in all sports, certainly a blessing. But Smitty, are there downsides to all that notoriety, all that money, all that lavishness?
Yeah, it is, Kevin. I think the downside is, one, you can't live that lifestyle if it's lavish for the rest of your life. And I think, second, it takes away. You are a public figure right now. You have to understand that. And that's the downside. Being able to go out with your family, being able to go out to a restaurant, you got to understand, yes, there's going to be fans everywhere, and it takes away from that. So I think that's the 2 things for me is, guys got to understand that lifestyle doesn't last. And I think also, personally, it takes away from what you can do out in public.
McLemore dishes to Hill. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
Nancy's checked in for the Lakers. Knight comes in for David Nwaba, and he's good on the second. And the Lakers with possession here. Here's Chapman. They set the screen. Left side Nance. Over Harrell. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That free throw, no good.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
Kufis checked in for Harrell. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Baldwin kicks to McLemore. He feeds it to Plumlee. They swipe it. Here's Chapman, covered by Smith. Nance a screen. Chapman the pass to Payne. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And great, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Here's McLemore, following the bucket by the Lakers. Here's Chapman. And across the NBA, we've seen players taking a vocal stance on various social issues. Smith, you think that's pretty important?
Very important, and I think this generation has done it better than my generation. Obviously speaking out, but yes, they're using their social media tools to come out and talk about important issues. And the one thing you just want to bring light to these issues, and hopefully a lot of people, the more light you bring, the more solutions I think will come about.
Well said. Now here's Jackson. Pass to Chapman, and J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Damari Carroll's checked in for the Grizzlies. Nance a screen. Chapman the pass to Payne. And Nance out atop the key. 4 on the shot clock. Knight. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And that's now 9 points for Brandon Knight.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
McLemore with the ball. Feeds to Smith. Shot to stop the run. Goes back up. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Chapman. It's rebounded by Memphis. And here's McLemore. Passes it to Baldwin. They set the screen. Smith outside. For the 3. Smith missing again. Los Angeles has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. There's the feed to Jackson. The pass to Chapman. Kicks it to Knight. To the left side wing. Beyond the arc. Chapman's shot is off. Grizzlies shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Karl Anthony Towns.
He played with a lot of fire, a lot of heart, especially on the glass. He's one of those guys who acts like every rebound is his, and many of them were tonight.
Chapman's shot is off. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Smith dishes to McLemore.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Shot too many times, man.
The first free throw is good. That one misses. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Mans a screen. Here's Chapman, guarded by McLemore. Chapman, that's good. Chapman's got 37.
And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this hometown crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance. Perfect game, and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Great production offensively tonight. How did you find some rhythm?
Hey, CA, I was just trying to find the seams in their defense, and my teammates did a really good job of just finding me in positions that I could score. I don't score as much as I did tonight unless the rest of the team is just really making things easy for me. So honestly, they deserve all the credit.
No, you're way too kind. You deserve some of it too. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.